Hey, what's up, guys? It's Luke, and you're watching Luke the Gathering. Thanks for being here, and thanks for checking out the channel. I really appreciate it. Well, hey guys, this is a little bit of a different video. I've been watching a lot of the investor videos in Magic, like Rudy from Alpha Investments. A lot of people watch Rudy. He's been, I think, blowing up even more than he had been because of Magic 30 and all the stuff that went around that. And it's just been interesting keeping up with him and other investment channels, because there's a lot of channels that like talk about Magic finance and Magic investing. And recently they've been talking about LGSs and how things are looking really bad for LGSs, because on Amazon you can actually pick up Magic booster boxes, draft boxes, set boxes, collector boxes for way less than you can at your local game store. And I found that to be true. If you really want to, buy a box of something, it's probably a lot more affordable to go to Amazon, especially now and for the past few months, Amazon has had these huge, what they call Amazon dumps, where they just dramatically lower the price on Magic the Gathering products, where apparently they're even cheaper than what a distributor sells to the LGS for. So let's say, I think recently they had Crimson Vow boxes for like $60, $65. That is dirt cheap, right? And so if you go to the LGS, they're going to still sell it for about $100 or so. And if you had to choose between $60 and $100, that choice is a no-brainer. You're going to buy the one for $60. It's so much cheaper. It's almost half off. It's crazy. And so there are a lot of talk about LGSs just being in a bad place and possibly dying off. And so that's really interesting to me, because my LGS that I go to in Davis, I feel like they're doing well. I haven't heard anything bad about them, financially, I should say. And in fact, I feel like they're doing very well, selling a lot of products. A lot of people coming in and out of the store, purchasing things. The nice thing about my LGS is, it's like a big G, right? Game. They sell Warhammer. They sell board games. They have excellent customer service. Very friendly. These are people you want to buy from. They're really cool. They also host a lot of game nights and tournaments and things throughout the week. So they have a lot going on. And so I guess they're pretty diversified. I do, however, see a lot of the products that show up on Amazon cheaply, like Crimson Vow and Midnight Hunt and Kaldheim and things like that. They're still sitting there at the LGS. Not very many people are buying them. However, I think the LGS that I go to does a really great job of holding what they call a discount draft, where they can sell or open up some of these products that have been just sitting there and use them in a gaming tournament format, where hopefully at least they're still making money and selling the packs and doing what they need to do with them, which is great. I think that's great. But watching the videos from online, from these investing folks, it's like they're saying the LGS is going to die. But how can the LGS die? I mean, I guess I can see why they would say that, because if you're looking at, like, where can I buy your product, where can I buy Magic, you can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it from TCG Player. There's all sorts of places you can buy it. However, where are you going to play Magic? Magic is not like sports cards, where, if you like the Giants or if you like the Oakland A's or something like that, you open up cards and that's what you're looking for. A's players, Giants players. Once you have those collected, you get to keep them at home, pretty much. You don't play with them. But for Magic cards have some utility. Like, you use them. They're part of this massive game. And so I don't think I'd ever purchase Magic cards if the game component of Magic wasn't there. And so you need a place like the LGS to play, because I know if Magic wasn't at the LGS, I wouldn't be playing it here at home by myself. I wouldn't make a Commander deck just to play Commander with a few folks around me. It doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't spend that much money to build a Commander deck. I might as well just buy a board game that has complex rules, that is enriching, that we just play all the time. I wouldn't spend money on all these varying amount of cards. I want to get all the different cards because I want to make all these varying decks, because they're going to face a lot of other decks at Commander Night, which at my LGS is on Monday. And so that's what I love. I love bringing new things over there. I love seeing what people create. There's a huge community at the LGS where it's not like we're all close friends and we go to each other's houses. That's far from how it is. Maybe there might be a few people that you get close to and then you can hang out with them. But by and large, of the 50 people at Commander Night sometimes, you're not going to go to those people's houses, but you will play with them when you're in their pod. And so I don't see how Magic could exist without the LGS. Because what would you do with these Magic cards? You're not just going to keep them and collect something that doesn't do anything, especially of cards of creatures and things that don't have a huge source. It's its own source. Magic is magic. It's not like Magic comes from Dungeons and Dragons. It's not like they're pulling, when Star Wars had its own CCG. It's not like those cards are pulling from those movies and from that IP. Magic is its own thing, and Magic's IP, with Urza and the lore behind all of those, the Brothers' War and the different planes and all these. Those things wouldn't be a thing without the core game. The game is of the utmost importance. So the LGS has to be there in order for this game to actually happen. And if you don't have LGSs, I don't think this game is going to survive. Because people won't have a place to play this game unless they just play extraordinarily casually with their very, very small friend groups around them. And so it just makes me not question, but when I hear other YouTubers say LGSs are gonna die, Magic's not helping them, I think, how can that be? Because Magic needs the LGS. They need a place for these card folks to go and play the game. Of course you can buy everything from Amazon and then bring it to the LGS. That sucks for the LGS. But at some point, if all the LGS shut down, there's nowhere to play Magic. You're not going to go to the park to play Magic. You're not going to meet up somewhere just to play Magic. Magic will then, I feel like, would die, even though it's so huge and has such a huge following right now. When I go to the LGS, Magic is still the number one game to play. I think it's the most fun game to play. It's the most understandable. It's the most diverse. I play Pokemon as well. And I find Pokemon multitudes of steps lower than Magic is on the funness scale. It's just not nearly as fun. Collectible, it's way more collectible. But fun-wise, tournament-wise, nowhere close to what Magic is. So, I guess if, economically, things are looking bad for the LGS, Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro and whoever it is, they have to figure out a way to sort of shift the course. Because, in my opinion, the LGS is crucial for the survival of Magic. You can't just suddenly think people love our game, they love Magic, they're just going to play Magic. who's going to play Magic and where they're going to play Magic? The kitchen table, I mean, hear that all the time. Kitchen table Magic. People aren't going to spend all the big bucks just to play kitchen table Magic. You spend the big bucks to go to a tournament at your store. You go, spend the big bucks to get the best cards to play against other really good Magic players from around the area. And you're not going to do that at the kitchen table. So the LGS is extraordinarily necessary. So I feel like they're going to stick around. But I guess economically, I would like to see Wizards supporting them more. Right? Because I feel like you can't have one without the other. If you think of a game like Pokemon, they can. I mean, you can sell Pokemon at Target, Walmart. So few people who actually buy Pokemon play the game. I feel like around 10% is, I think, a number that I've heard. Less than 10% of people who collect Pokemon actually play the game. And if from my own experience at my LGS, so many people play Magic every single day, many of these nights. But when it's a Pokemon night, it's not crickets, but it's like a minuscule amount compared to how many people play Magic. Pokemon is not a game that I think a whole ton of people care a lot about, but Magic is. The core of Magic is the game. And so Magic needs the LGS, and of course the LGS needs Magic. So it just makes me wonder what the people at Wizards of the Coast are thinking. I personally don't see how the LGSs can stop, because they are the lifeblood of Magic. They're going to have to keep on going. And Wizards just can't go to Amazon to sell, and they can't just go to Target and sell. They have to do something for the LGS. So those were just some thoughts I had. I'm still a little bit scattered, about what to think here. But I just want to say Magic and the LGS, they're in this relationship that they just cannot be without each other. So it'll be interesting to see what happens from now and on to the future as Magic continues to change the way they market themselves and sell things. And it'll be interesting to see how LGSs respond, because here in my area, Magic, I believe, is thriving. There are tons of people who love the game and play the game and collect the game. And the LGSs are doing decently well. But how long is that going to be if Wizards doesn't support them the way they should? Thanks for watching, and we'll come up with some more thoughts later. Till then, we'll see you.